Other things that I like to use, a lot of people that have taken ceramics classes end up taking something where you're working on the potter's wheel. I'm finding that they're really coming in handy for putting on this. You can either use some sort of a Lazy Susan. I bought a bending wheel, and they're not cheap, but they're really nice. They're heavy, they're sturdy. You can put a lot of weight on them. You can buy them in various sizes, and I've been keeping my bats, and they're plastic. This particular one is a black plastic. It's really hard, and I lay it down on here. What I like about this is it's not made of wood, so I don't have to worry about what the moisture's doing to it. Sometimes you can do a sculpture and it'll be on a piece of wood, or some people like to use sheetrock to work on too. But if you're going to let a piece sit there for a really long time, there's going to be a lot of moisture getting sucked down into that wood and into the sheetrock. Plastic, again, will not absorb the moisture and warp. If you're working on a piece of wood, that moisture can start causing it to mold. It'll start growing black mold. All kinds of funky things can happen. Then it'll start warping, and it'll curl up and mess up the bottom of your sculpture, which is really not something you want to have happen, especially if you're going to spend weeks on something like I do. As far as tool storage goes, a lot of people would be fine with just using one of these, and you would not have to upgrade to one of these. They're a little bit expensive, and they are not really transportable. And this, if you're going back and forth to class, this works pretty well. You might have to anchor it down in something, because if this dumps out with all your tools, you're in trouble. Some people would bring tackle boxes to class and keep all their tools laid out in a tackle box. We did that a lot in art school, college, we did that. But with clay tools, it's hard because everything is really skinny and long, and they lay down and they're covered with clay, and it's hard to find everything when everything's laying down on top of each other. I find that I work better with things that are standing upright. I can see where everything is. It's much easier to get to. So these little tools are actually really great for carving things like nostrils and the little cuts inside the lip. You can really get in there. They're like dental tools. You can also buy used dental tools. Some artists do that. I just bought these at the craft store, and they have like I got them at the ceramic store, and they have a rubber coating that makes them comfortable to work with. So they're pretty easy to keep in your hand for a long period of time. Lastly, you want to keep some plastic nearby. You can get these plastic drop cloths at your home improvement store and just cut them up. Some people like to use plastic trash bags. I like these because they're clear and you can see what's inside. Sometimes you can get clear plastic trash bags too, like food service companies, things like that. So you keep it all wrapped up in plastic, and if you need to, if she's getting a little too hard, you can spray her down with a water bottle now and then. But you don't want to get this part too soft. You got to let all this leather up. Also, keeping your paintbrush handy. Use a cheap one because clay's going to chew all this up and dry it out. So, and then we keep this edge wet with slip. And we do that when we're attaching clay, but also you just want to keep this edge really soft so that it will accept the next layers of clay. So this needs to be fairly damp and soft, while down here it needs to be more dry, more leather hard. I've got this covered with plastic too to keep her from sticking. This is a Kiln Shelf. This is also wrapped in plastic. This is her hands and her arms under here. So there everything is, ready to be put together. So she'll be coming together soon. It's been fun showing you around my studio and showing you how I do things. It's time for me to head on in and check out of the studio for the day. So I hope that I've inspired you or helped you with something that you didn't know before. Even if you're super experienced, maybe there's something I do that's a little different. So go make something beautiful and make it meaningful. See you next time.